This content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. The Better Traders is not a broker dealer. We are not an investment advisor. We have no access to non public information about publicly traded companies or cryptocurrencies. And this is not a place for the giving or receiving of financial advice, advice concerning investment decisions, or tax or legal advice. The value of investments and the income derived from them can go down as well as up. Investors may not get back the amount they invested, and past performance is not a guide to future performance. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Moon Papa, and you're watching my live stream here on YouTube. Just want to make sure, yes, volume's there. Things should be good. Just want to do one more checkaroo. Yeah. Oh, and I just got a fun little error. That's fun. So I can turn that off right now because we don't need that. Let's see. That's right. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Before I go any further, I have to let you all know, and I'll be posting a video about this on Friday, but I'm going on vacation. So that means that I'm not going to be posting videos on YouTube, not going to be posting anything on Twitter, like I do a lot of that anyway. Twitter is just a huge doom scroll app. I need to get away from that app. Anyway, I don't use it that much. And then I won't be posting that much on Discord. I'm basically just going to be offline because I've been doing this for a really long time and I've never really taken a break. Even over holidays, even when I was supposed to be on vacation last year, no, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I wasn't on vacation. So I'm purposefully unplugging. You might feel like this is the craziest time, but I mean, it's always going to be a crazy time to unplug. That's how it works. So I have a video coming out on Friday that you're going to love. That was actually suggested by one of our coaches from the Better Traders. His name is Dradian. So he was suggesting I make a video about how do you manage your crypto portfolio before you go away on vacation. Like, you're not going to touch it. What can you do? So I'm going to be talking about that on Friday's video. And then after that, it'll be my last video for 2 weeks. So I'm going to do my best to prepare all of you. I already spent time preparing the club members on what to do and what to look out for. So now it's your turn on YouTube, but in the 30-minute version where it's not as in-depth. It's not like the hour and a half plus that I give to the Better Traders Club. Okay, so let's go right into the charts. So here on TradingView, what I want to do is I want to spend some time obviously with Bitcoin. So a couple of things that I like about what I'm seeing about Bitcoin is that, for one, we've broken out of this really bad potential bear flag. So a bear flag is something that typically spells out doom and gloom and disaster. Now, I mean, it hasn't been completely invalidated. The last time we had something like this over here, it was doom and gloom, and it broke out, and then it broke to the downside and then continued, right? But this also happened for a long time, 100 days. So we are still doing okay. I mean, we're only a third of that amount of time. So to me, I don't feel as nervous. And actually, I feel even better that it broke out, because in a way, it's not a complete move. It would be better if it took like 1 or 2 days to be below and then came back. But what I'm mostly seeing right now is, let me bring this up for my recent trend lines. What I'm mostly seeing right now is that we're in this really nice little wedge, this really nice area where I'm not really feeling any sort of panic or worry or dread or fear. So we have this cool little wedge that's happened. Cool, yes. Absolutely, yeah. It's a nice wedge because it's growing. It was previously a lot tighter and the price broke out. So now we move it up. It used to be a little bit tighter. It didn't hold. So now we just keep opening it up. My hope is that it just kind of opens up to be like this. Or better yet, that it goes lower. And then we see something like this, where if we want to see some, where is it? Oh, I got all mixed up. There it is. If we want to see something good, we would see something like this happening, where it's going lower and sideways and lower. and testing this range. The reason why I say this is good is because this is actually going to be a bull flag setup. This is exactly what we saw happen back here. So in this little range, which actually took a really long time to get over, and we're not even going to count that. We're just going to do this to this. We're going to make it a little bit dirty, but that's okay. So one thing that's obvious is that the price action was just moving lower and lower and lower in this descending channel. You would think this is doom and gloom. This is actually just winding up and ready to bounce out of the upside. It did it again right here too. So I am projecting pretty far into the future, hoping that we're going to see something similar to this happen over here. It's still too fresh. I don't know. And this also would not align well with my hope in that we're going to be out of or basically we're going to capitulate sometime this week. We're going to see that green candle. That was my hope, right? So let's talk about that now. Let me get rid of this. And let me reset this. Good. Okay. So what I'm talking about is what I've been talking about for a whole long time. So those of you that have been watching this for a long time, those of you that are in the club, you already know about this setup. But essentially with the TBO, which is this thing over here with the cloud that's red and green and all the lines and dots, this indicator is ridiculously awesome on the weekly time frame because it spells out when a bear market is going to happen. So that formula is 2 blue dots, red X, pink triangle down. So close longs, cross down, open short. When this happened the last 2 times in 2014 and 2018, we saw some really good stuff happen. For one, after the candle close, after our open short, it took 98 days to bottom out, and it bottomed out 52%. Here in 2018, after the candle close, it took 126 days or 18 weeks for it to fall 55 or basically 56%. So looking at where we are right now, we've fallen the right amount. We've fallen 54%. Time-wise, we cracked and we made our big drop here 98 days after this triggered. So that's right on the money. Now, one thing we're not seeing yet is that move up higher. I don't think a move up higher is going to be what you think it is. I don't think it's going to just do this and we're going to go up to 40K. That doesn't make sense. I still think we're going to go sideways for quite a long time until late September or maybe even mid-October. I think it's going to be a really long time until we get out of this zone. But this is the week. I'm expecting this week to be bullish. I'm expecting this week to close green so that it's a bullish engulfing candle. That's what I'm expecting. Now, it might not happen, and that's okay. It might take another couple of weeks, but as far as what we've seen happen in the past, in 2018 and 2014, we're right on time, we're right on target, and that's what I'm expecting to see. Other things to look at and to consider is that RSI has been amazing. I mentioned this in the live stream for the club, that this is the longest time RSI has been below 25. If we go back here to 2014, RSI here is at 18, and here it is for the second week. So we go, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks under 25, and then it goes above. Here we go, 1, 2, 3 weeks. There we go, and it goes right above. If we zoom ahead to 2018, and we see how long RSI was under 25 for, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then it went above. So we are in a very unique situation because RSI has been under 25, starting here, for a long time, 9 weeks. Again, Bitcoin keeps doing a lot of firsts this time around. This is the first time the price of Bitcoin has ever touched the previous all-time high. This is the first time RSI has been below 25 for 9 weeks in a row. There are a lot of firsts, but that doesn't really spook me or scare me, because what I see happening in the market right now is I see, especially with the CPI numbers released, and now it's up to 9.1% for inflation in the United States. In Japan, it's 2.5%. But it's been pretty steady around 1.5 to 2.5. It's growing a little bit because of some debt that the banks have, I think. or the government has to the banks, something like that. But for the United States, 9.1% people are talking, but you know what? The market doesn't seem to care. There was a little bit of a blip, and those of you that were trading last night probably saw it. I was fast asleep. Actually, no, I wasn't. I was wide awake. What am I thinking? It was 9 p.m., but I was just hanging out. So inflation numbers were released, and there was a big 4%, or rather a 5% drop. But you know what? The price recovered. So I laugh and I just shake my head at all of these people on crypto Twitter going, oh no, crypto's done. Like, it just took a huge hit. Like 4% in crypto is nothing. That's like a 0.5% day in the stock market. People need to zoom out. This is the exact same thing I was talking about. We've seen days in crypto where this is the kind of stuff people were reacting about for the CPI numbers. They thought that we did this. They thought that we fell down in one day 6% or 15% in a day. That's what you would expect from gradually increasing CPI numbers. But what do we see instead? Well, for the daily, yesterday, we actually closed green. We're going sideways, just like I expect us to be going sideways. So if you're feeling like this doesn't make sense, you're right. According to whatever the news and whatever popular news anchors and financial heads are saying, they're all saying that this is going to be worse, or things are only going to get worse from here on out. If you look at the charts are telling a different story. And I've been telling the club members this for a while. I've been giving lots of reasons why I think the bottom's in. I don't think we're going to go much lower, save for a couple of black swan events like Mt. Gox unlocking all that Bitcoin and people taking profit, which I think is a likely scenario, but they're not going to sell it all. Why would you sell it all when you know it was up to 60K? If you can wait, if you've already been waiting for 7 years, you've already been through 2 bull markets and you're holding all that Bitcoin, why not just wait a little bit more? And you can get a lot more for the Bitcoin that you have, right? So there should be some selling, but I'm not seeing fear in the market at all. If we pay attention to volume's actually been growing. This is something we haven't seen happen in a while. If we look down here at the TBT base quote, which is an indicator that is new. I actually released this a couple weeks, or last week, I think, and I made a video about it. It's awesome. It automatically converts the base currency to quote currency. So it's letting us know not how many Bitcoin were traded in this day, it's letting us know how much USDT was used to buy Bitcoin. And it's 23. It's a lot of numbers. I'm trying to do it. 23 trillion, right? So we got 23 billion. Sorry. That's a lot. No, it can't be 23. Yeah, 23 billion, not trillion. Woo! So, it lets us know though that there's been a big surge of volume. And the best part of all of this is, check this out. Last week, look at the volume here. 23.2 billion USDT traded for Bitcoin. And what did the price do? It just closed green. It didn't even do that much. Here, this makes sense. That's a really red, long candle. Look at the volume. It matches. This is a really terrible candle right there. I get it. It matches. If we go back here, look, it's a red candle. It matches up. This one does not look like the others. This, to me, is making the case that the bottom is in. I know that there are going to be so many people, even if we don't capitulate this week, there are going to be so many people calling for 14K, 10K, 6K, 2K, the worst of the worst. But you got to realize that when you hear everybody expecting lower, and I know I should be saying it because then it would be even better, but thinking about it from the opposite standpoint or a contrarian viewpoint, if everyone's screaming for 10K, I think the bottom's in. Because if you look at price action, if you look at how this reacted for our last, or rather our typical bear setup that we have here, that works really well. It did call the bottom. it got a 54% drop. There we go. It didn't stop at 20K like I thought, so it went down to 17.5, which I had factored in, and now we're just going to be going sideways. So the point of all this is to say, don't believe everything you hear and read and see. A lot of the stuff is just regurgitated and it's sensationalized to make you freak out and to make you read more. That's the whole purpose. Even YouTubers that have way more subscribers than I do, they're being paid to shill companies or coins, or they're sponsored by someone, so they have to create like scary content, whatever, where the scariest stuff that I have is just crypto updates, and that's it. I don't really have anything else. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing in the market, sharing tools. So I have a different, what's the word? I have a different goal for my YouTube channel. So my goal is to help people become better traders. It's not really to capitalize on them, where I think that's the goal for a lot of other YouTube channels. And I've never actually shared this before, but I don't know why I'm going down this road, but just to talk about the difference, like I don't have any videos monetized on YouTube, not a one. And I went through the application to get ads and all that stuff and do that stuff. I don't monetize any of my videos. So I'd rather just get the content out. I'd rather help people learn how to become better traders. I'd rather help them learn how to grow their accounts. And that's a good segue to bada bing boom bang. So we have a sale on the 15 minutes to financial freedom course. It's the updated version. It's 60% off. I believe today is the last day. I should know this stuff, but you know what? Having a team means that sometimes I don't keep up with everything anymore. Yes, Thursday, July 14th. So this is the last day that you can get it for 118 bucks, which is crazy. So if you already have this course and you're like, yeah, I got it, thanks, dude. If you know people that are interested in crypto and want to learn how to do this stuff and you like the course, share it with them. I mean, you're going to be helping them out at a really nice discount. And this is actually one of the best times to start trading, because I mean, I've been gearing up. I'm watching RSI in the weekly time frame, but even still, it's like, I think I can start telling I've actually started telling my family, like, if you want to buy Bitcoin, now is actually a really good time. Like in this range, it's pretty good to at least start accumulating some. So we're getting to that point where it's starting to turn around. It's starting to look good again. So I've spent about 17 minutes talking about Bitcoin. Wanted to talk about, or at least share that sale. And now I want to move on to some more charts. So looking ahead, looking at other charts, I want to take some time to look at other charts that are in the top 10. I am not including stable coins. They really shouldn't be in the crypto market cap. I mean, you can't trade it. It's nice to know, but it shouldn't be there. It's really annoying to me. Anyway, some interesting things about Ethereum that I'm noticing here. So again, it lines up with Bitcoin, where this is the longest time it's been below 25, but you can see that Ethereum is slowly starting to move up on the weekly time frame. Look at that. So we have sideways action, but Ethereum's RSI is moving up. That's bullish hidden divergence. That is good. So if you're looking to accumulate, not a bad time to consider it. Another thing is looking at our fib retracements. So going back to our historic one, which is drawn from back here in 2018 down here to 2018. So it predicted where we would top out, and now we've basically came down here to the 0.786 line, 842. Some people are calling for a lot lower. Just depends. I mean, how much lower can it really drop? Is it going to drop another 50%? I don't know, because it's already dropped a lot. It dropped 80% from its all-time high. I know the last time it dropped a lot more, but it's in a different place. There's a better use case for it now. Another interesting thing is doing a fib retracement from this more recent dump basically gave us support right here at $1,000, which is where I was expecting Ethereum to land. So could it fall lower? Yeah, I mean, it could go back down here to 870 or like 900 or so, but I feel like it seems like it's stabilized. I don't know, call me crazy, but that's what I'm thinking. That's what I am seeing here for Ethereum. Let me go down the list. So now we're looking at Binance coin. Good old Binance coin has been amazing. I gotta hand it to those guys. They know how to get their marketing going, right? So a couple of things. We have this overhead trend line that we have to keep in mind, and we do have this lower one right here. You know what this actually is though? So for those of you that take in the Smarter Trader, you should probably recognize this, but this is a nice sideways channel. And the fact is that it's moving down. If we zoom out, we can see it. This is the weekly. I know it's a really long time frame, but it doesn't negate the fact that this is actually a bull flag on the weekly. So it could take a long time for it to really come above, and you know, it could keep going back down and down. But the truth is that it's going to break up above there. On the next bull run, it's going to move up even higher. So I think we're in a good zone to start accumulating. I've actually started up a BNB BTC grid bot, and it's treating me really well. This is a great time to turn on a grid bot because I think we're going to keep going sideways for quite a while. And remember, this is just the weekly time frame. On the 30 minutes time frame, I mean, this is fantastic for grid bots. These make grid bots really profitable and really happy and really busy. So let's get rid of these two trend lines that I'm going to put up there. So looking at some fibs, let's go back here. So we have this fib retracement here. So this is the top to the drop. So we got this plotted out, and it's done a lot of things really well. For one, it told us where we would see some resistance at 440. It basically dropped down to our zero, and it's closed here at our zero. I understand it wicked below. That's fine. I'm not worried about it. But this is holding up pretty well. So expect to find some resistance on the way up at 280, 330, 382, and 440. If we look at the more recent one and we do this projection, this one is even more interesting. And I'm going to change the color for this just because it is so difficult to see. Where is my little, there we go. Good. So doing our retracement from here, it actually is plotted, let me get rid of the rectangle. It's plotted where we would stop at 206. I'm liking this. This makes sense to me. This fits with what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing in the market. So I think that this is, again, a good time. I've turned on my grid bot, and I mean, RSI in the weekly is above. Did you notice that? It's above 25. This is a good time to accumulate. This is a great time to start running your bots for BNB. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going down. XRP is slowly moving up as far as relative strength index goes. It's not looking too strong yet, but it's almost there. Check it out. When we look at our our fib lines, this chart, by the way, is just wacky. It's so wild. So looking at our fib retracement, plotting it from our top to our drop. So we still could fall down to 22 cents. It's not showing any signs of recovery. RSI is slowly starting to inch up, but it's still pretty brutal. I'm not seeing any good stuff happening for Ripple right now, or XRP. So I still am kind of waiting for this zone below 26 cents. But even still, you could start dollar cost averaging down another 30% because the risk to reward, even from here, is massive. It's going to take some time, but it's pretty good. Now, if RSI does break above 25 on the weekly time frame, I would consider turning on a DCA bot to accumulate, or just, you know, use a grid bot as well, because we could still go sideways. I still think we will. All right, let's keep going. Cardano. Every time I see this, I always think of like a, I don't know, like Fargo or something, like Cardano. I don't know how to say it. I can't do that. I can't do accents. My wife will laugh and mock me because I am terrible at doing accents, because my accents travel around the world. I cannot just stay focused on it. Just like I can't stay focused on this live stream right now, apparently. So top to the drop, it plotted out where we would stop. And now we have basically come to our, amazingly enough, our one. So this 38 cents, sorry, 38.85 is our previous top back here in April, according to this chart. Let me see if we got something a little bit better. Yep, okay. That was the wrong chart to use. So I apologize for that. I thought I was looking at something. I was like, this doesn't look right. So looking at this, yeah, we still have a little bit. We could, I mean, 25, 26 cents for Cardano. Yeah, but one thing that you can't ignore is that even though it's moving down, RSI is still looking super weak. I mean, good grief. Cardano has just been taking a huge hit, even though there's so much promise, and even though the community is so on fire for it, it's not looking good yet. Now, if we see Bitcoin start to stabilize, then people will put more money into alts, which is what I think is going to be happening this month and into the next month. As we see BTC go sideways, alts should rally. So RSI should move up, and so should Cardano. All right, Solana has been on everybody's lips. Everyone's been talking about Solana. If we look at RSI, again, this is the same thing that we look for. Crossing above 25 is our golden buy zone. So it actually crossed. So this was actually a really good time to start accumulating Solana, given the fact that it is in a pretty ridiculous sideways movement right now, and it's broken above a trend line, which it hasn't done in quite a while, and we're seeing higher highs. It's basically forming a good wedge right here. It's looking to me like it's ready. Like I know it has a lot working against it, but it's in a good range to start accumulating some. I know I have this here, and I was hoping to accumulate some back down here just because it's such strong support, but you know what, it's holding up pretty well. I wonder what would happen if I just do this. Oh yeah, it doesn't work out at all. Okay, that's fine. I was curious because that angle is real close. Well, it did at least hit that right there, and now it's tested above it. I'll leave it there just for fun. So for now, yeah, again, everything is starting to move sideways. Everything looks like it's ready for accumulation, in my opinion. Not everything, but this one does as well. Okay, so Dogecoin. I've been talking about Dogecoin a lot with members of the Better Traders Club, saying watch it, watch it, watch it, because I mean, this is the scammiest coin ever, and it's gonna pump. It just does. So we can't ignore it. We can't just go, well, it's done, like it's over. It's dropped so far from its all-time high. I mean, it dropped 93%. It's currently at 91%. But think about the flip side. Once we start getting bullish on alts, tokens like this are gonna moon because they have a community around it. They're gonna go crazy over it. So it's looking really good to me. To at least start accumulating in this zone. I want to wait for it to fall just a little bit. RSI is weakening on the weekly, so not good yet, but getting there. And finally, I believe DOT is on the bottom of our list. DOT's actually in my buy zone. It's in my buy zone for a couple of reasons. Let me clean this up so it's a little bit easier. So drawing a Fibonacci retracement, we can see that it's plotted our 618 where it would stop and terminate at 604, which it's done. RSI is still struggling to come up, but I mean, can you blame it? Because DOT's been taking a huge beating, but no trend can ever last forever. You have to keep that in mind. Not saying that this is the time to get in, but let's just take a second to look at price action alone. And let me get rid of fib lines, and we're going to bring a trend line into this. So looking at this trend line, you can see that it's been really pushed down. It's been really suffering, except the 13th of June is where it really bottomed out. I know that doesn't make sense because you would think a lot of things were going to happen, and it's lower than that. It actually went below, but look at what happened. These 2 weeks stopped the blood, stopped the massacre, and it's gone sideways. Yes, it's down right now, but you know what? You better watch this trend line, because when it crosses above this trend line, it's going to be epic. It's going to take everybody by surprise. I guarantee it. Everyone's going to be watching it. So on the daily time frame, being a little bit more precise, we still have like 30% to go to get to that. But I want you to see it even here on the daily time frame. You can see it bottomed out here on the 12th of May. It fell down a little bit more, but look, on the weekly time frame, it looks pretty pitiful. On the daily time frame, I bet you that RSI on the daily is growing. Yes, it is. Look, we have it moving up. It's showing signs of strength. Yes, it's capped out. That's fine. And we have this right here. But this is actually a good setup. So I am looking at DOT as something that's good to start accumulating here. If anything, for a DCA bot, so that way you can handle further downward momentum. But looking at it, even without this new trend line, looking at the fibs, I mean, it's projected where it would terminate, and look where this fib line is. I'm going to go ahead and just layer on top of it. Look, It's basically just a few cents above our TBO line on the daily. Our TBO line here, it's off by what, 5%? If I go to the weekly time frame, if my computer catches up as I fill the time with nothing. There we go. Thank you. It's, look, right there. So this is the stuff like here, candle close, candle open. It's in the right area to start thinking about accumulating. So even if it falls down a little bit more, another 8%, another 12%, I'm not really worried about it. This is a great token to consider just because there is a lot of promise for this guy to recover, because it does. When things are bullish, tokens like this recover. There's a lot to absorb in this live stream. I just hit the 30-minute mark. That's great. I just want to reiterate a couple of things, and I need to actually go over here first to YouTube. Where is it? No, my channel. Good. Okay. Videos. Yes, this is right. Good. Okay. I want to, here we go. Just reiterate a couple of things, a couple of recommended videos. So the end is near. Rewatch this one. The TBO update for Bitcoin is the bottom end. That one's going to help a lot. And then go, 20K BTC capitulation. These ones are going to help you out the most. This one, and this one. So the reason why I'm pointing this out is because these, oh, I'm sorry, this one was the one I was thinking of too. How to 10x your portfolio in crypto. Watch and rewatch this video. It's going to help you out so much because we are getting so close to capitulating, and that means that we are getting really close to start accumulating, to turning on bots, because the risk to reward right now compared to, you know, back in February is much better. Charts have already dropped a crazy amount. It doesn't matter who the founder and the project owner of DOT is. I know they are. It doesn't matter who the team is. It doesn't matter what they do. You want to identify charts that are super oversold, because as soon as BTC goes sideways and starts to consolidate, these are going to start to move up. This is a great time to start accumulating. And if you're feeling accumulating, this is a good time to start doing that. And even if you don't have a lot of funds, just start doing a little bit, because if you can make 500, 600, 700% on something that you're doing now this summer, it's going to pay off. Even if it's only a little bit, it's going to pay off. It's a good trade. It's a good time to start considering accumulating a lot of these tokens. So let me take a second to look through. I know I'm talking fast. It's just because I have a lot that I want to pack in, and I also want to try to keep this to 30 minutes or so. So let me just look at the comments real quick. I got one question from Vincent. So where can we go to see where people are placing limit orders on, say, BTC? I don't know the site name exactly, but there are resources where you can see. I've used so many of these in the past, I just never stick with them. But there are charts where you can see where people have their orders. Glassnode, I know for sure you can see the order book. Let me open that up. Not Glassnode, CoinGlass. Why did they ever do that? You ever think about that? Why did they have to do that? Order book. So for the USDT market for Bitcoin, here you can see several exchanges, which is cool. So you can go into the, for the alerts rather, you can go here and set it up a certain way. But now you can see where the order book depth is for certain exchanges. So it's letting you know all over the place. So you can see there are different sets, which is kind of confusing. But basically, Bybit is up here. Or sorry, it should be flipped the other way, shouldn't it? But anyway, you can see across all the exchanges how thick the order book is, where orders are stacked, and how it's stacked. But just one thing to reiterate about order books, especially using them on an exchange, I would rather see it overlaid like this, but be careful trading solely off the order book, because people can ghost their orders. People can put in big orders to scare the market for people that are trading off of it. using the order book is better for just A/B trading. So that way you can identify the walls in the order book and you can place your buy and your sell orders just in front of them. So that way you make sure that you get filled, or you rather for your get filled for your buy or your sell orders. So trading solely off the order book is something I've never successfully seen done, just because it changes so much. It's interesting to see the depth, but it's not so helpful to me personally. Okay. And Tails recommended Bookmap shows Coinbase BTC order book live, and it's free. Here we go. Maybe this is it. I've never gone to this site before. Yeah, I have to sign up, I'm sure. It's probably going to ask me to. But yeah, bookmap.com. I have to sign up. But yes, you're going to see all that stuff, and you're going to get, here, I'll go back to this. Good grief. So you can see all the order books, and sorry, you can see how the order book has changed over time based on the price action, stuff like that. Like I said, I've seen a lot of these charts, a lot of these services like that. Cool beans. Okay, so again, a reminder for all of you fantastic people that I will be taking 2 weeks off vacation. So no YouTube videos, no Twitter posts, not like I do a lot of those anyway. My marketing person wishes that I did more and I just don't have time. I won't be on the public server. I won't be on the private servers. I'm literally just going to delete Telegram and Discord from my phone and not do anything with that, to take a real vacation. So this goes without saying, all of you know me, but if you get messaged by Moonin Papa on Discord, Twitter, Telegram, YouTube, it's not me. I don't send messages first. I think everyone that's subscribed to this, that's watching this live stream, should know this by now, but just to reiterate, you might get excited. It's Moonin Papa, he's sending me a message. Probably not. Probably like 99.99999% sure that it's not me, because I don't do that. So anyway, enjoy your summer, or if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, your winter, and look at the market for yourself to figure out, when is it a good time for you to start accumulating? When is it a good time for you to, when do you feel comfortable to start accumulating, so that way you can start thinking about the future? Because this downward market, it's stopping, it's slowing. Things are going to start changing around this summer, and then later this year we're going to see a rally. That's what I expect. So, but you have to make your own decisions. I'm making my own decisions based off of what I'm seeing. You're going to do yours too. But if anything that you do, consider at least turning on grid bots, because now might be a good time to turn on a grid bot or two, just to take advantage of the sideways action. Okay, so that's it. And again, reminder, the 15-minute sale is happening now. This is the last day. You can share it with your friends and family, people that are new or interested in crypto, to accumulate Bitcoin for the future. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.